Hey, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatham. Hey, I'm Brother Jonathan.
Odinayon.
Brother Knock.
All right, and we the sons of Thunder Israelites, man. So our heart's prayer and desire that all Yasha Allah might be saved. All right. And hey, you know, we just want to reach out today. We want to do another episode of the Text Lab. We're going to jump into the text a little bit, looking at the word Shiloh. But first and foremost, man, we want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, you know, through the Rakah Kadash, man, because, you know, it's a lot of us who wouldn't even be in this journey without the Spirit waking us up and putting it on us, man. So, you know, we want to thank the Most High for that opportunity. All right. So look, hey, we got it for you today, man. We're gonna jump into a little bit of the Hebrew again. Right, go ahead and grab your pen and your pad. In the title of this lesson is going to be until Shiloh come. All right, and so we got to understand what that means. What materials do you need? You're going to need a KJV Bible. Obviously, you're going to need that Apocrypha in there. For this lesson in particular, you will need a Strong's Concordance. All right. So, what do we know about Shiloh? Right off the bat, we know that we know that, first of all, the word Shiloh, I'm gonna jump down to that bottom line. It could be a name or a pronoun, and we will demonstrate that. It is not just a place in the Bible. It is not just a place in the Bible, and we're gonna demonstrate that, okay? We know that whoever this person is, they are from the line of David. They arrived before 70 AD. And the people will gather unto this person. He will fight his enemies and he will have pure doctrine. All right. So these are all the things that we can gather about this person, Shiloh, just based off of what we read in Genesis chapter 49. All right. So what you're looking at on the screen right now, okay, is the book of Genesis chapter 49 and verse 10. I'm gonna get one of the brothers to read that real fast. Let's read the KJV version of that.
I'm there, I don't want.
All right, go ahead.
It's Genesis 49 and verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
All right. So whoever, well, first of all, we in the portion of the blessings, right, that is speaking to the tribe of Judah. And it says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a staff from between his feet until Shiloh come. All right. Now, what's very interesting about pulling this up in the parallel is if you look in the NIV, the NLV, the ESV, and some of the other translations you can pull up in the parallel, they don't even use the word Shiloh. So that right there begs a question all in its own. Why is the word included in the KJV, but it's not included in these other English translations? All right. And we're going to get into that just a little bit. So this right here is from the Septuagint. All right. Whenever you look at the Septuagint, you'll see the letters LXX. That's the Roman numeral for 70, because the word Septuagint means 70. All right. Also, they call it the 70 because the book, the Septuagint, was translated in Alexandria, Egypt, by 70 elders that they took captive from Israel and forced them to work in the library in Alexandria. All right. So that's where the Septuagint came from. But it became a very important text for the people of the New Testament because a lot of them was Greek-speaking Israelites. All right. So let's see what it says in the Septuagint. It says, a ruler shall not fail from Judah, nor a prince from between his loins, until there come the things stored up for him. And he is the expectation of nations. Now, I want to focus on this. It says, and he is the expectation of nations. So as you can see, the word Shiloh is missing here. But instead of inserting the word Shiloh, the scholars put the words that they thought the word Shiloh translated into. All right, does that make sense?
Another one.
So that's almost like saying, instead of putting hallelujah, they translated the word hallelujah into praises to Yahweh, right? And so that's what happened in this verse. Instead of putting the word Shiloh, they translated the word out, okay? And that lets us further know that this is talking about a person. It's not talking about a place, okay? And that's why I always say, you know, textual criticism, sometimes we hear that term and we get intimidated, but the term textual criticism just means that we're balancing out the text and we're seeking to understand exactly what the Bible is trying to say. All right.
So,
Khan, go ahead.
Now, I just wanted to ask, where did you get that? Where were you able to find the Septuagint to actually get a translator like that? Like, what website is that?
Okay, that's a very good question. So if you go to, actually, if you just type in Genesis 49:10 Septuagint, it'll come up on a couple of different websites, but mainly I can use, hold on, Salaki, I want to make sure I give you the right reference here. Because there's one website in particular that I like to use. That's a good question for the people. If you go to BibleStudyTools.com, right? That's a good website that I use a lot. And then also the other one is, of course, Blue Letter Bible has a Septuagint version, but Biblia.com is another one. All right, and that's Biblia, that's Biblia.com.
What's the other one?
God, all praises. All right. So we're gonna get into it. You know, we're not gonna labor too long with this lesson because it's literally black and white. All right. Let's look at Ellicott's commentary, and you can find this on Bible Hub. Right. It says Shiloh literally means whose it is, which is what we were just talking about. Which is why in certain translations, it'll actually just tell you the rest of the sentence. It won't use the word Shiloh, okay? And it quotes a couple of different places, but it's just telling you that the word Shiloh means whose it is, right? So that lets you know that it denotes to a person, because if it was a place, then it would say what? It would say where it is. Correct. So it's really that easy. It is black and white. So when an Old Testament only tries to come up and say, well, you know, when it says until Shiloh comes, it's saying until the kingdom comes, because Shiloh is a place. It's not a person, brother. La'ah, right? Because if we literally take that word itself and translate it, it's going to let us know that we're talking about a person. Right? All right, so let's look at the interlinear. Now, this website right here is also an awesome website. This is called Safaria.com. You'll see this a lot on the Text Lab channel, all right? But on the Text Lab series. But if you go into this website, this is going to be commentaries on the Hebrew, mainly by, you know what I'm saying, Amalek and his people. But some of the stuff we read will also be by people like Maimonides, which was a Black Jew from Spain and Portugal, right? Prior to the Atlantic slave trade. So some of these things are very important historical references from our people as well, okay? Not saying that we believe them and what they say, but it's a good commentary historically on what they was teaching. So let's look at it. Now, if we look right here, I don't know if y'all see my cursor, but the second to last Hebrew word from the left is the word Shiloh. All right. And this is Genesis 49:10 in the Hebrew. And if you read it in the English, it says the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, so that tribute shall come to him. Once again, letting us know it's a him, and the homage of people be his. Now they translate it a little bit different. but it says the same thing. And notice when they translate it into English, it don't say Shiloh, right? And if you read this here, it says Ad Ki Yabo Shiloh, means until the King Messiah will come. So they even say, even the so-called Jewish man will tell you that Shiloh is the King Messiah. So they finished on this. This is a closed book right here. Once we get them to admit this right here, is it. Because they getting ready to get cut with this next slide. All right. And once again, Ad Ki Yabo Shiloh is in reference only to the Messiah, man, who we call Hamashiach Yahushua. All right. Now, look at this. No matter how you interpret these words, the verse refers to a person to come. All right. So whether you take it straight from the Hebrew and you translate it into a common English translation, or you go into the KJV, it doesn't matter. It's always speaking of a person. All right. And I'm gonna get through this part right here. I just want to show y'all this. Now I'm gonna get the brother Knock to read Genesis 49:10 one more time, and we're gonna methodically break this down really quickly.
Genesis 49:10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Okay, so guess what? Now we got to understand what the Bible is saying. All right, and this is what we do here on the Text Lab. So let's get Brother Nayam to pull 1 Chronicles 5:1. Right? What does it mean when the Bible says the scepter shall not depart from Judah? What exactly does this phrase mean? Okay. And we know what a scepter is. A scepter is a staff, a ruler's staff, something that, you know, is something that denotes power and rulership. All right. And y'all hold tight real quick. I'm gonna have to.
God, this is 1 Chronicles 5:1. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright.
Okay.
For Judah.
Hold on. Yeah, no, you're good. So listen, this is very important, right? So we already know that the birthright should actually go to the firstborn son. So what is Genesis 49 talking about when it says the scepter shall not depart from Judah, right? But we see here that Reuben lost that birthright and it was passed down unto the sons of Joseph, right? Read verse 2. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's.
Uh-oh. So there we go. There we go. And notice, this is a prophetic thing that you're going to need to understand for the rest of the Bible. But this is Joseph, which is Ephraim and Manasseh. And then this is Judah, which is the southern kingdom. So you got the northern and the southern kingdom in prophecy already in the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 5. All right, let's jump over. Let's get 2 Samuel chapter 7:16. Let's make some sense of this, right? So even after this prophecy was given, we still haven't seen it come to fruition as far as why the scepter will not depart from Judah. All right, so let's read that.
This is 2 Samuel 7:16. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David.
You see that? So the Lord told Nathan, or told David through the prophet Nathan, that the scepter shall not depart from you. And we know that David comes from Judah. So what does that tell us? That tells us that from the time David was on earth until whatever time the Lord appointed, the scepter shall not depart. And he actually told David, he said, listen, and your house and your kingdom shall be established forever. So we got to ask this question. If we find ourselves in a situation right now where we don't have a king, how can this promise be true? If Genesis 49:10 says the scepter shall not depart from Judah, but yet and still we don't have a king in Judah right now, how can that promise be true? Y'all got to deal with prophecy. And we're gonna explore that, and we're gonna give you an answer for that. Okay, let's move forward. Look at this. Nor a lawgiver from between his feet. I'm gonna get Brother Knock to get Deuteronomy 18:18. What is a lawgiver? Right? Somebody tell me what a lawgiver is.
It's a ruler, a judge.
Okay, yep, there you go. So a judge, or somebody who will bring you the words of the Lord, right? Somebody who will bring you the laws of the Lord. And the Bible is telling us that not only will the scepter not depart from Judah, but a lawgiver is going to be between Judah's feet. All right, go ahead and read that.
Deuteronomy 18:18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
Hey, quick question. Who is the Lord speaking to right here? The Lord is speaking to Israel through what prophet?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
This is Moses, right?
That's right. The Lord is speaking to Israel through Moses. And he tells, now what is Moses known for? Moses is known for being a lawgiver. But number one, he's not from Judah. So what does the Lord tell Moses to tell the people? He says, I will raise up a prophet like you from among their brethren. So whoever this prophet is, he gonna be like Moses. He gonna come down with commandments like Moses, man.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be like, yo, Moses said this, but I want to say this, right? He not changing what Moses said, but he's giving you the understanding. He's giving you the true wine and the true milk of the word, man. So when we understand who this Shiloh character is, we got to take these two things into account. This person got to be a king from the line of David. This person got to be a lawgiver. And look what it says. It says, until Shiloh come. We've already looked at it. The word Shiloh here is denoting a person, which is why the next verse says, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Right? So let's look at this. Now, what's the gathering of the people? Let's get Ezekiel 37:21. Right? We're just going to methodically break this verse down, man. And y'all not going to be able to slither away from this one. You have to acknowledge Hamashiach Yahushua. Khan, go ahead.
Khan, this is Ezekiel 37:21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. Okay, hold on. Now, they will admit that we are yet this day in our captivity, scattered to the four corners of the earth. So we find ourselves yet in this situation. Come on. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall And one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. You see that? Because it says, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So the northern and the southern kingdom, when they're scattered to the four corners of the earth, and they still separated, and they still calling themselves Jamaicans and Haitians and Cubans, unto him shall the gathering of the people be. And we seeing this unfold yet this day. You see what I'm saying? I got a brother up here in Michigan. I got a brother up here in North Carolina.
I got a brother over here in Georgia, right? And we all of one mind and of one accord because we are gathered under who? Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 23. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So they shall be my people, and I will be their God.
Come on.
And David, my servant, shall be king over them. And they shall all, Slakia, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them.
Now, this right here, verse 24, is about the what they call the Davidic King, right? And any commentary will tell you that, any Bible scholar will tell you that. This is not physical David. It says, and David, my servant, shall be king over them, right? But Ezekiel was written after David was long gone. Okay?
I got precept too.
That's right. Go ahead, get that.
This is Revelation 22 and 16. It says, I, Jesus, have sent mine angels to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star.
Nice. You see that? He the root and the offspring of David. How can you be the root and the offspring? Because guess what? He came before David. And he also came from David, right? And that's a whole different story. But that's a beautiful precept. And so whoever this person is, they gotta fit. This Shiloh person gotta fit all of these prophecies, man. It's only one person in the history of earth that can even come close to fitting this bill. All right. So what we see at the beginning of the verse is there should always be a king, right? And there will always be a teacher or a lawgiver until Shiloh come, right? And unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So that's what we're looking at right here. All right. And he will gather and subdue the nations and tribes. He's going to gather and subdue Israel, and he's going to subdue the other nations as well under his feet with a rod of iron. All right, let's keep moving. Now, this is the last slide, but this is the most important slide to make the point. So it says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. Now, let's look at this. This is a Bible timeline. Genesis 49 was given in the book of Genesis. Was given during the time of Jacob, I'm sorry, right? After that, you know, the kingdom prospered. David became king, Solomon became king, then the kingdom split. Then after that, we went into captivity, right? And we came back, Ezra, Nehemiah, in the second temple period and built the temple, all this, that, and the third. The temple was destroyed by Titus. And then after that, we've never been back to Israel. We've never had a king. Since they destroyed the second temple, we've never had our own king. Prior to the second temple, you see what I'm saying? Because Herod was actually an Edomite. He wasn't our king. So from the time of Ezra and Nehemiah and them boys, man, and coming into the second temple period, we never had a king on the throne of Israel, on the throne of Judah. So how can we say that the scepter will not depart? The king who was to come had to come during the second temple. That has to be agreed, because this is the time that the temple was still standing, the nation was still in its place, and the heathens wasn't overrunning our city, man. So the king had to come by that time. And look at this. The final destruction of Jerusalem by Titus is when the scepter and the lawgiver departed, which means that, and that was 70 AD. And this says until Shiloh come, which means that Shiloh had to come before that. And what do we believe about Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world calls Christ? He came before the destruction of the temple. You see that? So when you deal with that alone on the historical level, you can't get away. Because the Old Testament only Bible says the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet. See, notice we stayed in the Old Testament to prove this point. Because the Old Testament already teaching you that Christ is Shiloh. Right? Shiloh must be on the scene by this time. All right. So, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this presentation. We're gonna have more like this in the future. Y'all hit that like button. And hey, you know, most high willing, we can continue to do things like this, but y'all be blessed and shalom.
Shalom.